This video is discussing the verb ir, which means to go. And so to talk about where people go is the purpose of this video. This ir is not the same as a IR verb. An IR verb means that verb in Spanish and infinitive, the last two letters are IR. The verb ir itself means to go. They're two different concepts. So we have a couple terms I would like you to know. Verb, it is what the person or thing is doing. It's the action of the sentence. Your subject pronoun is what replaces the noun or the subject of the sentence. So if Sarah goes somewhere, instead of saying Sarah va, you'd say ella va. If you say me and Tom, instead of saying me and Tom do this, Tom and I do that, you would say nosotros. So it replaces whatever that is. And ir is one of your four oi verbs. An oi verb is when in the yo form, instead of ending o, it ends oi. So it is one of your irregular verbs, meaning it doesn't necessarily follow normal rules. There are four types of oi verbs, or four rather: ser, ir, dar, and estar. But we're just doing the verb ir. As we stated, ir is to go. Always put your infinitive in Spanish and English at the top of the chart. And the forms of ir: yo voy. Now something to notice right away. Obviously we took off the IR, but all of your forms of ir will start with a V. Voy, vas, va, vamos, vais, van. So there are a couple things about this verb that are irregular. It technically ends in IR, but as you can see it has AR endings, so that's one irregular thing. A second irregular thing is that the yo form doesn't end in O, so it's an oi verb. And a third thing you can see that's irregular is that the vosotros form does not have an accent. It's like dot that's supposed to be over the I. So yo voy, I go or I am going. Tu vas, you go or you are going. Él, usted va, he, she, or you formal are going. Nosotros, nosotras vamos, we go, y'all go or are going, and they go or they are going. Write the English down so you remember what each of these mean. Now there are two things you can use the verb ir for. You can say that you're going to a specific location, or that you are going to do something. So if you're going somewhere, you're going to need a noun. If you're going to do something, you'll need a verb. So we'll start with going to a place. To do that, you need two parts in your sentence relating to this phrase. Ir plus a la, so literally going to the, this is a feminine location, or ir al. In this case, going to a masculine location. To the, a plus l, becomes al. That's why it looks like that. Remember, in the subject, in the sentence, you obviously need a subject as well. So who is going, or what is going, and then where. Let's see, so let's try these out. You go to the gym. So I'm going to erase this to have some space. You is tú. The form of ir is vas. To the gym. The word for gym is el gimnasio. This is a masculine word. So instead of a la, we're going to write al. So we take that L out, and a plus L becomes al. Gimnasio. You go to the gym. Next one, the students go to the library. You can write los estudiantes, or you can write ellos, because the students means they. So I'll just write los estudiantes. They go, so ellos van, to the library. Library is la biblioteca. That is a feminine thing, and so instead of writing the form of ir and then al, you're going to write ir a la. So keep the la and just add an a. The students, or they, go to the library. Now, if you are going to do something, you need a different formula. You still need your ir, going, and you still need your to. But whatever you're going to do, you add that verb afterwards in infinitive. Infinitive means the form of that verb has not changed. Since you're not doing it, the action in that sentence is that you are going to do whatever. The going to is what gets conjugated, the form of ir, and whatever you're going to do, since it's not happening in that sentence, stays in infinitive. You leave it alone, no matter how many things you have to do. You could say, I am going to enlist 10 chores, but none of those chores will be conjugated, because that's not the actual action, what's happening in that sentence. All right, so I have an example for you in Spanish. Voy a ver una película. So I go, or in English we would say, I am going to see a movie. So I am going to see a movie or to watch a movie. I am going to watch a indefinite article movie. Totally forgot what I was going to say there, sorry. Moving on. All right, Brian and you are going to play video games. You're stating this, so you're not changing that subject of you to talk about yourself. You're just saying you and Brian, that makes it you all. Oops, sorry. So the subject is going to be vosotros. Since you're talking to that person, you're saying you and Brian. You all are going to play video games. So the vosotros form of ir is vais. Going to do something, we need our form of a. And now we need our infinitive. To what? To play video games. So vais a jugar videojuegos. So literally, you all go or are going to play video games. And the last one, he is going to go camping. He, the subject pronoun is el with an accent. Otherwise, you're just saying the. He is going to, that form is ir, is va. So after that, after our form of ir, we need a, and to go camping. Ir de camping. Now this looks a little tricky because you have two forms of ir. His action is that he is going to do something. The phrase to go camping is ir de camping. You cannot take the verb out of to go camping, okay? That's an infinitive, is ir de camping. You don't conjugate that form. That's not the action of the sentence. The going to is action. So you are going to have two forms of ir in the sentence. El va, he is going to, and then to go camping, ir de camping, with an accent on the A. I know that looks a little weird, but that's the way it is. Now, some common mistakes to avoid making is to not include the a. Technically, correr does mean to run, but this is a formula and you have to follow the formula. So you can't not include your a. You have to have an a. Something else I notice is that sometimes people will put a form of ser or a star. So they literally hear I am going to and they'll write yo soy voy or yo estoy voy. But if you write that, you're saying I am, I go, or, you know, he is, he goes. You don't have to conjugate every single word in the sentence, Spanish to English. It's not the same grammar. So in this sentence, this person wrote, she is, she goes to run. And you just want to say, she is going to run. So you don't need an is in there. You just need the action, which is going. So ella va a correr with the a in there. Please pause to copy these examples. All right, number one, you have starting in Spanish. So your answer is going to be in English what it is saying. Number two, you are missing your form of ir, and you need either a la or al right there. You have to choose depending on whether iglesia is feminine or masculine. And these are all in English, and you need to write them all into Spanish. Please be aware that on number 3, this is not an infinitive like the verb to work. This is as in the actual work itself, the job. So you're looking for that noun instead of the word trabajar.